All right, this is gonna be a fun video. I'm gonna talk about my crimes, and oh, I just thought of something. Okay, so like, and this is actually a real one too. So what I've seen and experienced personally. Okay, so I commit my bank fraud and accounting fraud crimes. We got white collar crimes. Okay, so where I want to commit my crimes is always going to be a place where there's like no windows. Like Third Federal, for example, you don't want. I can't do that over there because they have all these desks and it's all open, so you can't quite commit your crime over there. So you need to make sure that you got closed doors, like a place like Wells Fargo or Chase, Bank of America. They close their doors, and then I can go behind the doors, and I can white out credit scores. I can, and then put newer, higher credit scores to get my clients approved for their. I can't believe I'm talking like this on Facebook Live. Like how I'm gonna commit my crimes. I'm not in the industry anymore, y'all. So, okay, what else? Yeah, the computer's a good place to commit your white collar crimes. You got your computer right there, and you can manipulate numbers, and you can lie about different things. And of course, you can also commit your crimes on the phone too, because for example, like you want to call the mutual fund investor relations side and say you've got a certain situation or an annuity and talk to the account executive and say, hey, here's the situation. How do we get this thing done approved for this person who doesn't never wouldn't even ever even think about having a variable annuity, or they're like 70 years old, 75 years old. So yeah, definitely over the phone. Another one too over the phone would be like, you need to get a higher appraisal to get the loan approved. That an honest, reputable bank such as Credit Union or Third Federal Savings and Loan, which is now Third Federal straight up, would be like, okay, they want to get approved because they're going to give actual legitimate, real information. You're going to call up the appraiser and say, hey, I need. Okay, let's say you're really desperate and you're in like inner city Cleveland. A house is worth like 25,000. Hey, I need like 70,000. Does that work for you? Because Third Federal's appraisers wouldn't get more than like 29,000 for it. Inner city Cleveland. I'm just really exaggerating, really low numbers. And your appraiser's like 70,000. Yeah, I can find that for you. So that's a very serious crime. Which most people don't really care about that. Most Americans, especially. Now, regarding America, where the best place to commit for me to commit my crimes would be the United States of America, because we're going to be a good safe harbor for crimes. The reason I'm saying this, y'all, what I'm getting into is this whole Ukrainian thing. Okay, Russia has the balls and the audacity to go say no, no more Ukraine. You guys have been harboring so many crimes, and you know when you look at these sanctuary fucking cities, all right, yeah, if I'm an illegal alien, a criminal invading the United States of America alien, where I want to go to commit my crime to being an illegal alien first, okay, a criminal alien, as Bill Clinton said, he had a better word, criminal alien. I was calling it illegal alien. Some people go as weak as like Donald Trump's a little bitch. He says undocumented or something like that, whatever word. Him and his girlfriend named Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she takes his strap on, she gives it to him up the ass, really good. He likes that. Whatever Nancy wants, Donald will give her. But wait, he didn't. Well, he may have won the election, but he didn't. He's not in there anymore. So the new guy now is Jose Biden. So okay, so sanctuary cities where if I'm a criminal alien, where I want to go commit my crimes, first place I want to go obviously is El Paso. Yeah, you ever driven through El Paso? It's like 31 fucking exits. It might probably like 35, but I remember seeing like 30, 31. So San Diego, obviously, San something. I can't San not San Pedro, but San something. So yeah, that's a good place to go. Obviously go get to sanctuary cities such as San Francisco or L.A. Good, those are good places. Oh, look who we have here. All right, now we got Asia on board. Over there, it's what, almost 9 at night or thereabouts. Yeah, El Paso's nice. Houston's a good place to go because you can, take the I-10 across. I-10's a good place to go because a lot of traffic and it's close to the border. But the problem with the I-10 is you got these guys, and not all these immigration guys are going to be on your side. So you gotta watch these fuckers. So avoid the I-10. But there's for the most part you're okay. I-10. But hang out in cities like Houston, Cincinnati, yeah, Cincinnati, right? I would think you can get okay. You can get away with Miami. Big cities, you're okay. Okay, if you're gonna be a criminal alien, obviously L.A., San Francisco, kind of San Diego, but it's a little bit more. There's a lot of people who like, hey man, we don't want so much crime here. All these MS-13 guys now. So that's an issue right there. You can't like quite commit your crimes if I'm gonna be illegal. You can't quite hide out in El Paso and these bullshit shit hole cities. I I mean El Paso. There's some sexy women in El Paso, obviously. Houston's all right. I'm not a big fan of Texas, though. Okay. So anyway, let's just go talk about the drugs. I talk about the drugs. If I'm gonna be dealing drugs in Puerto Rico, yeah, I'm gonna go to La Perla. You're not gonna get away with it too much in East La Verde. Go to Burger King, stuff like that. You're okay, but you know, there's no real place to hide out to commit your crimes. Obviously, Santuce, you're all right for the most part, but you don't want to be too much out there because you might have the San Juan police having issues with your crimes. So, yeah, if you're going to be American overall, just go down to Puerto Rico, specifically La Perla. Oh, there's a land. Vietnam now coming strong. What's up? This girl's really hot, y'all. We're talking about where I go to commit my crime. So if I'm gonna go do my drug, does it? There's this game I used to play back in the 1990s before I went blind. It's called Drug Lords and Drug War. There's two different ones. One's called Drug Lords and one's called Drug Wars. You can like literally fly to different cities in the game. It looks like we've got some beautiful women on here. I can see. It looks like. See, I'm blind, so I don't want to say. Oh, well, Marinex, she's hot too. Yeah, what's up? Watching from the Philippines. I mean, these women are just what's up. The legs on these girls. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about like human trafficking. If I want to commit human trafficking, certainly, yeah, the best way you want to sell children, because the United States of America is probably the worst on this. You definitely do that in the United States of America, you get away with it. Super Bowl week, that's definitely in that area. You're pretty much okay. I mean, there's like 3,000. Let's just say like 3,000 to 5,000 um, acts of serious crime that we know about. Not even 5% is actually being caught. Not really. You're roughly about 1 to 3, 4, maybe 5% if you're lucky. People getting caught. So for the most part, Vietnam, very nice. Yeah, I know. I've seen the pictures. Thank you, Lan. And your face is very nice. What's up? Yeah, that's where I can go to sell the children that I like to exploit and all that stuff, and disabled persons. Yeah, pretty much across the board, any person who's disabled, they're so desperate that you can pretty much hide most of the crimes you want to commit through them, basically. So you can use them. That's a very good one. People with like neurological diseases, yeah, I can use them a lot. I commit my crimes through them. How are you? Marinex says. This girl, what is up? I mean, I gotta send me some more pictures, Marinex, and I'll post them in my story. She's got it going on. Ooh, wow. So yeah, basically, it's a drug wars and drug lords, and then there'd be cops, and they would kind of follow you when you're selling like in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, and then you go to Cleveland, Baltimore, and New Orleans. You can like literally like plop around. They might have something like that today. I don't know. I think it was like Windows 95, y'all. Okay, that's how pathetic this is. I am really, really effing hot right now, man. You know why? I put my heater on last night. I got cold. And then, of course, today it's going to be like 78 or something. So, yeah, we are looking at the 23rd, no, 22nd of March 2022. 3:22. And obviously the time right now is like what, 9 something. Market's about to open fully. Ding, 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 ding. No, I haven't gotten there yet, I don't think. So, yeah, a good place is Florida. And then they have signs on like I-75 I've seen that says, if you are being sold, there's help, call this number, blah, 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 by the bathrooms, by the rest areas, to let these, victims know that, like, there's actually hope, for you. It's happening everywhere in this country. This is the best country to commit your crimes, though, because we've got a bunch of prosecutors. I know this because I commit every white collar crime imaginable, every crime. I deal drugs everywhere and fraud and all that stuff. So basically, yeah, man, these prosecutors, these fuckers are all paid off. They know how to like cover for their friends who are paying for their campaigns. Sheriffs too. So basically, if you want to go deal drugs, Puerto Rico's a good one. I don't know about Hawaii. I was there, but I didn't get enough grasp as to where the places are going to be. La Perla though, and Puerto Rico. I'm sure there's places in Ponce. West Coast though, it ain't gonna work for you, man. I don't think. Rincon, Maya West, San Sebastian. What's that called? Aguadilla. No, you're not gonna. Cobos. You're not gonna be able to get away with your crimes over there because they got their own police. So they're gonna find you and they're gonna probably catch you. So that ain't gonna work for me. No. I definitely, when I want to smoke my weed, which I've only smoked like a few times in my entire life, yeah, go to Cleveland, Ohio, because they're cool, especially if you're black. They really like they actually give you a favor then. And me being white, oh, look at this, Joe Roma, man, God, I'm talking about where I commit my crimes. Isn't that fun? So yeah, when I do those and then meth, that's not an easy one to get away with. Heroin, another one. Cocaine, not really. You go okay. Go to Portugal. Go to Portugal. You got go to Austria. Netherlands, obviously. Amsterdam. They're cool, pretty much for the most part. When you want to do my drugs over there. Yeah, when I go, like molest children. Oh, here's Bella, MB. All right. Yeah, pretty much schools, and you got to close the doors too, because you can't do it in public, because somebody might tell on you. So that's definitely an issue. So you got to do it behind closed doors. Most crimes you can get away with in public. So you can go downtown Cleveland and smoke a joint or something. When you want to like act like you've been beat up, you know, and collect dollars through the welfare system, you can go to Job and Family Services of Ohio. They're really good. And well, if I can go, if I'm a girl, I can change my gender, and then go to like Children and Family Services anywhere in this country. There's a few that are actually kind of there. I mean, obviously Nebraska, Oklahoma, Idaho, South Dakota, North Dakota, this Montana, Wyoming. These are states that are smaller. What do you call that thing? A majigger populations. Okay, and I think that's a problem. I might have issues getting away with my crimes of collecting money from the government. So when I want to collect like my unemployment, yeah, Ohio's a good one because those fuckers. And then of course California. When I'm an inmate in California, oh my God, yeah, I could collect my unemployment. Or no, what was it? My unemployment and my stimulus money. I got like a fourth and fifth check. All you fuckers are still waiting for your third or fourth or whatever. I guess whatever we were on. But yeah, I got mine multiple times. Now when I commit my like elections fraud, so what I do typically, like I'll go hang out in places like Detroit, Philadelphia. We got now M's, Rain, Alened, is watching. That's so cool. Wow. I like to see these names that I just can't pronounce because he got these Americans, a bunch of white supremacists, these fuckers. Yeah, when you want to be a racist, hang out in the United States of America. That's where I commit all my racism crimes. Yeah, they love white supremacy. So you want to hate on blacks? Go to, especially Cleveland. They will do everything they possibly can to beat down elderly, disabled, and then, of course, blacks. So when you hate blacks, you go to Cleveland, Ohio. And then you chase LeBron James out of the city of Cleveland, and then he wants to go to other places and actually win titles. Miami went off last week, fucked around and got a triple double. Yeah, go Lakers. Tore up my Cavs. So when I play basketball in the professional basketball, when I want to, you know, hmm, be bailed out because of my drug related problems or beating up the girlfriend and the mother and all that stuff. Yeah, Jerry Jones, he'll always be there to bail me out. It's really cool. I like that. And of course I got Jimmy Haslam. He's a big time racist though. He'll use blacks against whites like people like Baker Mayfield. So if I'm getting happy endings from these various massage parlors, when I'm doing that, and then they turn around and they say I'm doing this and that, everything else. I got 22 like civil actions against me, and I got like, let's see here, I don't know how many actual like criminal actions that was against me. I would go to like, yeah, Jimmy Haslam, because I know he's got a problem with his current quarterback named Baker. So I just say, hey Jimmy, let me get some money guaranteed, like $250 million. Wow. Yeah, hey government, I'm a single mom here. My name's Jason, and I had sex with these guys. Really, it was only one guy, and he's don't talk about the disability though. Don't talk about his visual impairment. Don't talk about the multiple sclerosis and these different things in his record. Don't fuck with that. Let's just talk about how abusive the man is. You're in fear for your life. Go to Children and Family Services and beg for dollars, and go after that fucker because he's very dangerous. But yeah, substitute teachers, that's the best. That's when I can throw my spitballs at the girl that I just felt like having, problems with. And then, of course, the guys that like, they got like, glasses on. I can throw spitballs at them. I got one guy one time. Was it Brett? Yeah, I took the rubber band, pulled it back, and had like a little piece of, and I bing off his glass and went flying and hit the wall. That was hilarious. My God, that was back in like probably seventh or eighth grade. Now we've got Ira, Indonesia. Yeah, I can't commit any crimes in Indonesia. I can't commit any crimes in Russia. Ain't gonna happen. I've actually lived civilized. In Malaysia, no, that ain't happening. Those women are gorgeous. Ira, this girl, yeah, I put her pictures up there. She's really coming strong. That face of hers, yeah. So where I want to commit my crimes of prostitution. So yeah, Florida, Fort Lauderdale's cracking down. Me being a man, can't quite get away with it. New York City, yes. Anywhere I want to go, I'm pretty sure I can get away with my crimes of prostitution in Volusia County. Um, and there's certain ways you can do this too, to like get away with these certain types of crimes. You know. Oh my God. What other crimes do we want to commit? Homicide. I mean, I heard that only about Cleveland, Ohio, for example, 120 homicides a year, roughly. But I'm hearing that only about a third we actually know about. What I want to do is, drug my victims and make it look like a heart attack. Um, yeah, you can always do the whole gun thing, put the gun in their hand, and make it look like a suicide thing. To do the best you can, you really got to do that, and you got to wear gloves. You know, got to wear gloves always so that you can't have fingerprints and track it down back to me. Um, the prostitution thing too. I got to make sure that I got a cash app. I don't have time for all these crimes, by the way. But anyway, just because I have so much time on my hands to commit all these crimes, what else we're gonna do is like cash app. WhatsApp is helpful. Facebook Messenger, because in Apple, I think there's a way that you can hide my crimes behind Apple. I'm pretty sure that the Fed and the states are not allowed to go into these private places to get information. So I definitely can't be like texting you people like where we're going to meet to, transfer our drugs or whatever kind of crimes we want to commit, prostitution, which that's kind of subjective anymore anyway, and whatever, you're selling children, all that kind of crazy fucked up stuff, which the USA is better than anybody. They just crime, crime, crime. so, so, God, it's so sick what these people do. Worst case scenario, you get caught, you just say you're guilty by reason of insanity. That's your like go-to. Finally, just if you want to stay out. Now the thing is, what if you like to go? Because I'm a male. What if like a lot of guys they want to go into the prisons? A lot of women they like to go to like Ypsilanti, Michigan. It's not too far from Cleveland, or Marysville. I've written to these women too. It's like they are. I don't know if they're so much lesbian, but I mean, whatever. They're into other women, I guess. I mean, I don't blame them though. They're gorgeous. So yeah, I guess that's a fun thing. I mean, a lot of the cops. Now the police though, you got to get cool with the police. I mean, Bernie Madoff, he was one of my fathers of the white collar crimes. He got really good with the police. You really want to kiss their ass. So it'd be like you're really really good friend with them and flirt with them and be nice to them. Send some girls their way and maybe they need some dick or whatever. Just be nice to them. Give money to the Fraternal Order of Police. Hate on black because they don't like black, or Arabic people, and then also Native American. So yeah, that's how you get cool with the police. Just be very racist. Act like you're looking out for the community. You care about children, so give some money, to the school board fund, whatever. I'm thinking about the people that are on the streets right now that are committing crimes. That like, what are they doing? You gotta hide though. Wear a lot of black. Don't get. I can't get on Facebook Live and talk about my crimes. No, that's not gonna happen. Because then you might get attention from these fucking actual like less than 20% of police who actually care, sheriff deputies. Huh. You're gonna get desperate for money though, yeah. Go to Children and Family Services and use my child as my scapegoat to collect dollars. What a fucking joke. That's a good one though. I can use children to funnel. Take them here. See this little baggie right here? I don't like baggies, so I don't have any baggies around here. I don't have any straws. I don't have any screens. You can see I don't have most. I'm pretty sure we're required to have screens. I say fuck you to screens. Is this even open? Yeah, no screen. No screen. You know why we don't do screens? And obviously straws. I'm just disgusted by straws, really. And clear, like tables, mirrors, no. They did these glass tables. Come on, y'all. All right, what else? Where else do we commit crimes? Yeah, obviously, big cities is definitely a great place to commit crimes, because especially hard, stronghold Democrat cities. Suburbs, for the most part, yeah. When I have my massage parlors, yeah, Westlake's a good place. You got to make sure I got to make sure I got the police paid off and the prosecutors, because they're not gonna, they'll just give me turn their eye to it. When I want to commit my crimes of, you know, the terrorism, such as the distribution of chemical and biological weapons of mass destruction, I just go talk to this guy named Vladimir. He spelled it differently than the other guy across the border, named Mr. Putin, Vladimir Putin. So this guy named Vladimir Zelensky, he'll let me just like go ahead and he'll even give me like free, like, rent in his these big buildings he has in a city called Kiev. So yeah, I can go ahead and have these big laboratories just to go ahead and make my viruses. I mean, I'd like to make a new strand of COVID-19, coronavirus, so I can go ahead and park my viruses over there and multiply these things to get these Americans sick, and then I can go out and sell vaccinations under, I know this SEC, they oh, that's another one to look at the SEC, how I commit my, what I call it, crimes without SEC knowing, and with their help actually. how I can, how I can, I can like pay less taxes too. Okay, so that's just not really so much a crime, but that's another thing too. But like, I mean, like, I can talk to Moderna, I can talk to Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer, obviously Merck, GlaxoSmithKline, and they'll help me out. They're very helpful, right there in Princeton, New Jersey, and obviously New York City. Um, but yeah, I can go ahead and sell my things called vaccinations. Novavax are very helpful too, and I can make more dollars so I can go on my trips to the Caribbean or Hawaii or Miami, wherever it might be. But the really cool thing about my friends in Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, is he'll let me just park my company there, and we'll make deals with this guy named Joe Biden. He's this guy who lives in the Washington D.C. He's got a place also in Delaware, so we can you know mass produce these viruses. They're considered biological weapons of mass destruction, and then freak out all these people in the world, especially Americans. They're the funniest fuckers out there, and just yeah, they're really cool to let us just do whatever kind of things we want to do over there, and it just can't be cool. I mean, like this Vladimir Putin guy, no, we don't want. He's over in Moscow. We don't want to fuck with him though. He's just he's he's all about being honest and shit, man, and you know. But yeah, we gotta get cool with this guy named Joe Biden and Donald Trump and Hillary. They're cool. They'll let us commit any crimes we want, especially the whole issue of, well, even Donald Trump. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they'll just let us come right across the border. Who else wants to commit? I mean, Florida. This is a classic place for human trafficking. I mean, this is a really great place. I can go ahead and commit all my acts of sick human trafficking. What kind of crimes can I commit over here in Daytona Beach? Okay, I might have a little issue with drinking on the streets, but drinking on Main Street, yeah, it's a good place to go to drink if I want to drink alcohol. Hey, I'll go drink alcohol on the streets anywhere I want in Louisiana. I haven't drank alcohol since more than almost 2 years now. But yeah, I mean, when I do want to drink alcohol, I just go drink on the streets. I mean, I could just go. The best thing to do is to drink and drive. Oh, this Ramon woman, you got to go check out her pictures and her stories, especially Remon. She's really hot, y'all. Ramon Denison is what the last name is. Denison. So, Securities and Exchange Commission. So basically, just the way I commit my Securities and Exchange Act violations, specifically related to filings of 13K and stuff. Just make sure I got to make sure I just file it on time, and you got to get the right, like Arthur Anderson, you know, they'll help me out with regard to the fake audits and stuff like that. Ernst and Young. I find shit on my floor and it's like, wow, it's so cool. Because my eyes are on fire right now. I can see really good. It's really cool. Nine. Hey, look at that. Ding, 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 ding. The market is open. Okay, it says party naked. So when I want to sell drugs, yeah, definitely I gotta go to like, I know that like Paradise Lakes, they like their meth, and of course when I want to sell my weed, I sell to them as well. And then when I'm selling like what do you call that, cocaine, I know that the drug of choice at Caliente nudist resort in Land Lakes is called, yeah, I'll sell my cocaine to Caliente. So cocaine, crack, for the most part. I get some meth in there too. We get really cool with the guy at the if I don't live there, I just go ahead and just get cool with the guy at the the little house thing, that they before they come into the property. They run a background check on you, and of course you make sure that you have fake IDs if you got any kind of record with regard to, I don't know, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. When I want to really start selling some drugs, and when I'm really desperate, I go to this place called J Store on US One. That's in the corner of North Street and Ridgewood, right? Just hang out in front of that place and sell drugs, and act like you're cool with people. Like, what's that patrolman's name? Officer Perez, yeah, he goes up and down North Street, but yeah, of course, it's a good place. Homeless people that are sleeping on the streets, yeah, I talk to them, and they'll help me distribute my narcotics. um, there's a lot of places that will harbor your crimes. Okay, you just got to get cool with the police. If you just worst case scenario, you got to get them to bail you out. Oh, when I want to go fast, like I'm driving a car super fast. Yeah, I-95. Don't mess around with Miami or the big cities. Lindale and Cleveland, don't fuck around with Lindale. Because there's like a cop underneath the bridge. And they're going to pull you over. And they might see like your extreme uh, track record. What do you call that thing? Rap sheet. I got a rap sheet on me, y'all. What else? So no, but really, what I do I got pulled over in Kansas for going over 130 with the Lincoln Continental, which they let me go. Which you told me at the time, too. This is a jailable offense, sir. I just knew it. When she runs my background check, she'll be like, "So what you're doing? We're in Kansas. I can't do. You can look at my license. You think I'm gonna be able to get away with this in Cleveland?" And she's nice ass too, especially when I'm blind. That's really fucked up. Montana. South Dakota, yeah, North Dakota. I haven't ever fuck around with them, but I'm sure you can get away with it over there. Wyoming, Idaho, Texas. It says 80, which means you just go fuck however fuck you fast you want. Just make sure there's no cars on the road, okay? That's actually illegal, so that's not an actual crime. They'll let you go. They should expect you to let you go. The whole point of it, like, we just put a speed limit on there just to pay for these fucking signs and put them. We gotta put them out there. Just make it look like we got a speed limit. Just in case there's like a lot of traffic for some fucked up reason in the middle of Big Sky, Montana, between Missoula and in Hamilton. This is a little city like where I call it Blagojevich, Blagojevich Peak or Trail or whatever it is in. It's just to the south of Missoula, south east Hamilton. Go look up Hamilton, Montana. This is really. I go on my YouTube, put in my name, and then Blagoyo. I don't know. It's called Blago something. Just put in Hamilton, maybe Hamilton, Montana, or just Montana. I walked on this really strange trail. It's like this mountain peak, and I don't know how I did it because I could barely walk back then. And of course I'm blind, so like, what the fuck? I drove up this fucking hill, and I got video of it. Like, what the hell? Man, that was crazy, man. That was 2016, just after the Cavs won the championship. Wow, that was messed up. I don't know about like your domestic violence stuff. On my misdemeanor, crimes I want to commit. I don't know, trafficking, traffic violations. I mean, yeah, driving drunk. When I go driving drunk, yeah, definitely the islands. It's like expected, you know. I know I'll tear up my tires because none of those roads are paved or too stupid. No, they're not stupid. They do go get the government grants, but the mayors they funnel that money, to their friends and stuff, alleged friends. Now, as a president and obviously like a representative or senator when I'm in office, which I'm always in office, committing on more crimes. So when I want to commit my crimes of campaign contribution violations, just give the finger to the F. Just file everything on time with the FEC. Make everything look like it's maxed out. When I want to launder money, I got like friends that are in like Russia, Saudi Arabia. What I do is I tell these guys, hey, that dude over there, he's got no fucking money. Give him $100 and also use his name as a person who will allow the name to be on the FEC filings, Federal Elections Commission. So then when they go to report, because I need to have more people because I got way too much money in my campaign fund. Like we're talking like, $10, $20 million at a time. So basically, yeah, we just go ahead and funnel money through people who just don't have any money. We'll give them another $100 to shut them up. To say, hey, we're going to use your name to just go ahead and be a straw person, just to go ahead and funnel it through to the campaign. So it's gonna be like $2,500, and just use a bunch of people like that. Yeah, well, speaking of elections and stuff like that, yeah, definitely, you know, find people who are very desperate to get their candidate elected, you know, and I definitely want to go to, I obviously when I commit my elections fraud, I vote in Cleveland because they don't really verify anything. Actually, they do, but I do it by mail. That's what I do because like I'm down here in Florida and I'm not really even in Ohio. So what I'll do is I'll just ask for a provisional ballot in Ohio, and then over here in Florida, I don't want to show up at the fucking voting locations because they're gonna start verifying all this stuff. They want me to sign here, and then they want to see my ID. I said, oh shit, that's too much problem. So I just go ahead and do it through mail, and they're not gonna verify anything like that stuff. Definitely places like Broward County, Cuyahoga County, Philadelphia, Detroit. They just don't look to see that I voted both in Ohio and in Florida. And I can go ahead and also, if I wanted to, just use my name to vote in Philadelphia and Detroit. When it comes to like health inspections, I don't know a whole lot about that, but I don't know why I thought about this, but I think that Burger King over there on the corner of ISB and US 1 was either shut down because of the constant homicides or what do you call that thingamajigger? Well, drugs sales, obviously. They're like, they always smell like weed back there, the employees. But the other thing was, damn it, what was it? Oh, health inspection stuff. I saw a health inspector one time go walking around. Well, I can't see, so I mean, but the reality is, I Okay. So, and I can hear, I heard them talking about certain potential violations, but yeah, just be cool. They can show up unannounced. Be very nice to them. Everybody calm down. Substitute teachers, this is not a substitute health inspector. We need to make sure this person knows they're on their A game. They know that, you shouldn't be leaving bottle of mayonnaise out in the kitchen. It's got to be in the refrigerator. Just little things, man. XO. You should go see these people. Mallorca in Cleveland. The top restaurants in downtown Cleveland. I saw this. Go to cleveland.com and put in like health inspection violations. Damn, man, the top restaurants in downtown Cleveland are getting like 35 violations either a quarter or a year. It's bad, man, and they're like leading everybody. And McDonald's, don't get me wrong, they're getting hit and they're all the way at the bottom. But yeah, obviously, children and family services are a really good one if you need to give them cash, just because they don't really like to verify anything. They don't actually get into any kind of discovery or any of that bullshit. So yeah, it's a good place to commit your crimes, and if you need some more money to get some more capital to buy more drugs and sell them and stuff like that. And it depends. You might find a good drug lord who will put them on, put your meth, your weed, your cocaine on consignment, heroin on consignment, and then you just pay them as you go, which is the best way to do it. I just don't know enough about the whole human trafficking thing, so I gotta get other people to work with me on that. That's really, really sick, you know that? Disgusting, sick. We pretty much covered all my crimes, homicide, rape, that'd be an interesting one. Where would you go to hide that? Hmm. But yeah, drug crimes is a good one because you can hide behind like these nudist places. Hey, you're persecuting us because we're a bunch of nudists. We put up big walls so people don't like look in. They're not supposed to look in. It's like I don't know, maybe against the law. Outside of that, you gotta be more concealed because you're naked. And yeah, good place to distribute drugs. Put in like go search up Paradise Lake, 18-year-old death, homicide. There was a really fucked up situation whereby somebody had a body hanging out of a trunk. I would do my best to shut down the entire place when I find out this shit. How does this happen, y'all? Like this dude, what was his name? You know what? It's probably so fucked up that you don't want to remember what his name was, or announce it, or mention it, or anything like that. Who do we have here now? There's this guy in Cleveland, Ohio. He lived on this thing called Imperial. You hear about shit like this. It's like, what? He had bodies like buried in the backyard and stuff. Yeah, Song. She's hot too, man. Song. Thank you for coming. We got Asia coming strong. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta really avoid like background checks. Been verified. That's not my friend. Um, Condominium associations. That ain't gonna work. Definitely gotta have multiple. Oh, I took it. I actually have multiple IDs. I'm pretty sure it's against the law. I got robbed in 2020. Really just sick, and I couldn't go anywhere, and like they took my Ohio driver license, which I'm blind. I shouldn't probably have a driver license. I talked about that. Bureau of Motor Vehicles. I always fail the driver exam for the reading, and they just say, okay, we'll just reissue it. Because when I got my license, I was under the I was okay. So I got my eye disease when I was 17 after I got my driver license. So now I got a driver license, like, oh shit, I can't see now. I couldn't drive for like 4 years at all. And then I got my eyesight to improve. The optic nerve was growing back into year 2000. So, okay, I can start driving again. Then I got a reissue. Like, oh shit, well, that's not going to work because I'm not going to be able to pass. I didn't have good enough eyesight to be able to pass the driver exam. Anyway, I didn't. So anyway, I needed an ID, and I was down in Florida, and I met some people. They went and got me a Florida ID. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. They took my Ohio, and I had just in that time I had requested also a new Ohio through the mail kind of thing. And guess what? In that time is when I got my new Florida ID. It's fucked up, y'all. I talked to a patrolman who rescued us in was it we were staying in Leavittsburg, Trumbull County. It's fucking hilarious. We were out in the middle of nowhere, man. We couldn't see where we're going, what we're doing. We're on this river thing, and I said to the patrolman when he came to rescue us, which ID do you want, my Florida one or my Ohio? He's like, why do you have two? And when he said, why do you have two? I think that's like, I'm supposed to have two a lot. But the thing is, I met a guy though who works for Uber in multiple states, Alabama, California, and he told me he had multiple licenses. So maybe you can. I don't know. I don't really care anymore. I don't think the police care. But yeah, the whole like federal crimes, yeah, FBI. Just stay close to the FBI. Be cool with them. Um, so there's one thing too, like when I like I got like oil companies, like I own an oil company called BP, and then of course Marathon wouldn't do something like this, but like BP, obviously, Marathon Petroleum Corporation is headquartered in Lima, Ohio. So my other company called Exxon Mobil, what I do is I have like extra like we do refine like our oil. We have a lot of leftover. Are you serious? I gotta get that. That's Elvesta. She's cool. I like her. We've got this extra like not leftover, but like it's like scrap oil, and it's got like less value. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and mark it up, make it look like it's worth more than it really is. So on my EBITDA, earnings before interest and taxes and depreciation, I can have mark it up, and that would cause me to have less profit, and therefore I got to pay less taxes. The only problem now, obviously, we're giving less profit, in our dividends. But obviously, it's like Amazon, Tesla, Plug Power. We can purposely do that and not pay a dividend. Facebook, I'm awesome with that. I'm totally cool with doing that. We just reinvest it in the company, and we don't pay any taxes. Super easy. It makes sense too. It's good for the company, good for the employees, good for the shareholders, obviously, and then of course stakeholders, government. If they were smart, they'd find a better way to, like Costa Rica, Bahamas. These guys, they don't really have like a military, all right, and they don't have any kind of income tax. Definitely got to get closer to police. AGs, sheriffs, yeah, judges, hearing officers. Sick fucks. I tell you, people are just gross. Well, anyway, I pray for peace for y'all. Joy is your portion today. gonna be the best day of your life for happiness, luxury. I'm trying to unlock the door. It's already unlocked. We out.